Здравствуйте, уважаемые зрители, с вами Санктуариус. Мы после небольшого перерыва продолжаем играть в Mass Effect. Я даже игру закрывать не стал. Просто отошел, чуть-чуть отдохнул, горло промочил. И все, можно продолжать. Тем более, я пока помню, на чем мы остановились. Могу объяснить, почему это так. Потому что сейчас время говорить с Джалидом.
Hey there! Oh, you're not seasick, are you? Did you want something?
I think I'll be going.
Oh, all right then. Oh, it's you again. They still won't believe me, you know. Nobody believes me.
Ладно, больше посылать его не будем.
What do you want us to believe?
My colleague is trying to kill me, and I thought we were friends.
А я думал, что мы друзья. Тут перевод недоконченный.
How do you know he wants you dead?
He's changed. He won't talk to me at work anymore, and he started following me. Yesterday, he followed me all the way home, just waiting for a chance. I don't care what anyone thinks. He wants me gone. I know it.
I don't have time for this right now.
All right. You're not the first one to say so. Goodbye, then.
А спустя 5 секунд мест. Так, что там в журнале было? Ага, значит, все-таки надо поговорить с Джалидом.
Oh, it's you. Did you change your mind? Do you have time to help me now?
What did you need?
I just want someone to talk to my colleague. He's been acting strange and I think he wants to kill me.
Just tell me where he is and I'll go find him.
Oh, right. Well, he wanted to meet with me down in the wards near the markets. He said he just wanted to talk, but I know better. His name's Shorban. He's a Solarian. You shouldn't have any trouble. He's just a scientist.
Shorban. That's the guy who asked us to scan the Keepers.
The Keepers? Well, even more reason to go after him. That's against regulations.
If I find out he's lied to me...
Anything's possible with Shorban these days. Well, good luck.
Ладно, допустим. Так, туда не надо. Сюда.
Detective Chellick, come into my office. I want to discuss this in private.
До этого, вы помните, приходили, здесь в офисе было пусто. Сейчас, даже когда было пусто, мы не могли там по компьютерам полазить. Это в соседнем. Сейчас здесь Челик. Можно поговорить с Челиком, почему нет?
No offense, Commander, but what the hell were you thinking?
Зеленоглазый Челик.
What's your tone, Chelik?
You could have blown Jenna's cover.
We were there to help her.
I gathered that. It might seem cold letting her take all the risk, but we're keeping a close eye on her.
It's too dangerous. You need to find another way.
It's not that simple, Shepard. This job isn't easy and it's usually unpleasant. I'll take help anywhere I can find it. But since you're so concerned with her safety, maybe there's a way we can help each other.
Always thinking ahead, Detective?
It's part of the job. Now, are you gonna help me or not?
Слушайте, то есть это можно квест Челика пропустить и просто надавить харизмой? А давайте попробуем.
Come on, Chelik. Do you really need a little human girl to help you solve your case?
Okay, maybe you're right. She's not really cut out for this anyway. I'll cut her loose, even get her out of Cora's den, no strings attached. But that still leaves my case unsolved. I could still use your help.
Ладно. То есть квест не теряется, но... Я, кажется, понял. Если я понял правильно, в этом случае мы сначала закрываем квест с помощью вот этой Дженны. Авансом. А уже потом помогаем челику. А если бы не надавили устрашением, то это надо было бы сначала помочь челику, а уже потом он бы в обмен отпустил Дженну.
I'll help you, but I need some details.
I'm trying to track down an illegal arms producer. I just need some of their product. Thanks to Jenna's intel, I've learned there's a seller here on the Citadel. Meet our man named Jax, pick up the mods, and bring them back here. That'll give me everything I need.
Why are you so concerned about these mods?
We have access to some of the most sophisticated weaponry there is. It's what gives us our edge. What do you suppose happens when we lose that edge?
These give criminals an advantage we can't afford to let them keep.
Ой, челик, ну не рассказывай. Всю жизнь у полицейских офицеров было оружие, которым списывали военные.
I'll persuade Jax to tell me where these mods are coming from.
No. You tip Jax off and all my leads will disappear faster than you can say bad bust.
Where can I find this Jax?
Jax is down in the lower level of the markets. I'll send word through our channels that you're the buyer. Good luck, Commander.
Вот. Так, что-то можно еще с кем-то поговорить просто так, да?
Hello, Commander.
Угу. Так, что там? А, даже так. Допустим. С этим есть. Допустим. В академии вроде бы пока что все. Хотя нас звали к интенданту. Может, у него ассортимент обновился.
Hello, Commander.
Show me what you got.
Sounds good. Just let me set you up. Oh, this must be a mistake. System's telling me to offer you our select stock. Spectre? Well, I heard about that, but I didn't realize it was you. Sorry, Commander.
Just show me what you got.
I'll open the rare stocks for you, Commander. Enjoy.
Так. Броня, броня. И это вся разница по сравнению с грейдом первого или третьего уровня. Да. Что ж ты такой бесполезный, интендант? Ладно. Да, столько квестов, что уже надо посмотреть на журнал Прежде чем понять, что делать дальше. Все. Гаррус вам больше не нужен. Но если встретите его, выслушайте его рассказ. Это на верхних рынках, если я правильно понял. На всякий случай, а то мало ли. Две такие группы стоят и делают вид, будто они вообще друг друга не замечают. Не находите это забавным?
Commander, I wasn't expecting to see you again. Is there something you want?
Drop the act. I want to know what's going on, Shorban.
I'm not sure what you're referring to. My experiments are...
Your lies are catching up with you. We spoke with your friend, Jalid.
You spoke with Jalid? Then you know about the data?
Just tell me everything you know.
You boys can go. Looks like my plans have changed. It's not as bad as you think, Commander. Jalid and I just got a little over our heads.
Keep talking.
The company we work for developed an experimental procedure for use in medical scanners. Jalid and I saw even more potential, so we stole the plans and secretly developed a tool to scan the keepers. Can you imagine? A tool that can actually get readings from the keepers?
Так, запись точно идет, все хорошо.
That's what all the fuss is about?
The keepers are almost impossible to scan, and you can't capture them or get samples. They just self-destruct. After centuries here, we still don't know anything about them. Don't you see? We were the first to scan them, ever. You've seen it yourself, Commander. You know we can do it.
Why are you trying to kill your partner?
I'm not trying to kill him. Jalid's job was to disseminate our initial findings. But he decided to keep the data for himself. Maybe to sell it. I don't know.
I should kill both of you idiots.
We lost our heads. We just couldn't let an opportunity like this pass us by. Commander, if you'll just continue gathering data for me, imagine what we might learn. And you'll stand to make a bit of a profit yourself, remember?
Собственно, я именно ради вот этого вот и не говорил с Джалидом, когда в первый раз его встретил. Я очень рассчитывал, что если сначала выполнить квест Шорбана, а уже потом взять квест Джалида, тут в принципе не будет такого варианта. Отказаться или не отказаться собирать данные дальше. Потому что у Шорбана уже все есть, что можно из Цитадели вынести. Но если такого развития событий игра не предусмотрела, просто продолжаем качать репутацию ренегата.
If it'll help further the scientific cause, how can I refuse?
Very good. Maybe if you wouldn't mind speaking with Jalid. The data you're gathering for me is useless if Jalid won't help me analyze it.
Конечно, конечно. Вы понимаете, имеется в виду, конечно, сказанное разным тоном.
If I have time, I'll talk to him.
Thank you. And happy scanning, Commander.
Вот как-то так. Так, это Кроган. Как Кроганы в ближнем бою накидывают, мы помним.
Hold it. That's close enough, Army. You got my payment?
Do you have the mods?
Show her the goods.
That looks right.
Damn straight it is. These mods are the best on the market. Now hand over my credits.
Кстати, а может все-таки затеять с ним перестрелку, а?
I'll just take the weapons.
The hell are you playing at?
Here's your money, Jax.
Sense of humor, huh? It's gonna get you killed one of these days, Army. Come on, boys. We're done here.
И не дали ни одного очка репутации. За шутку... Ну чего, ребят? Это ж такой отличный черный юмор. Сделать вид, будто пытаешься застрелить партнера, вместо того, чтобы заплатить ему. На черном рынке иначе тебя уважать не будут. Ладно. Понятно, что за их убийство можно было бы получить больше экспы, но... Ну, авось, если сделать все правильно, челик больше награды даст.
Commander, I hear you have something for me.
Here's your shipment, Chelik.
Excellent. This is everything I need. Maybe more than I need. Here, Commander, take this. I won't need it, and you've earned some payment for your work. I appreciate your help. It shows a lot of integrity. You didn't need to do anything after I let Jenna go.
Now I need to get these mods into evidence. Thanks again, Shepard.
Дали репутацию героя. Походу, чтобы в этом квесте, чтобы заработать репутацию отступника, все-таки надо было пострелять. Но неважно. В любом случае, в игре не обязательно обходить все, решать все одним и тем же способом, чтобы набрать максимум. Там этих очков с лихвой можно заработать. Давайте остановимся на том, что мы пусть не заработали не ту репутацию, зато на низком уровне, пока персонажи не очень сильные, избежали потенциально сложного боя. А это тоже важно.
Hello again. Did you have any luck finding Shorban?
I found out you've been lying to me, Jalid.
Lying? Why would I lie to you?
What about the Keeper data?
He told you? I didn't mean for any of this to happen. I was afraid Shorban would kill me to get the data, so well, I was hoping you'd take care of him.
I'm scanning the Keepers for Shorban, but you two need to stop fighting.
You're helping us? But, well, if you say so. Well, if Shorban can forgive and forget, then so can I. I appreciate the help, Commander. I better go get that data analyzed.
Еще один уровень без единого выстрела. Чем, собственно, Цитадель в этом плане и хороша. Хотя, по-моему... Так. Выдали. Выдали вкусняшку. Понятно. Понятно. И здесь мы разобрались. Здесь. Здесь нужно вот так. Не спрашивайте зачем, просто нужно. Здесь. Ну, это понятно. Так. У меня первой помощи нет. Катализоры есть, но и немного не до того. Ладно, давайте так сделаем. А что там? Урон от технических навыков — это ерунда. Взлом. Теоретически может оказаться полезным, но если учесть, сколько очков навыков надо вложить, чтобы добраться от первого уровня до второго, думаю, дальше единички нет смысла качать. Во всяком случае, пока. Поэтому делаем вот так. Нормально. Нормально. Кто нас последний? Теперь, кстати, наверное, можно заглянуть к послу. Мы сделали не то чтобы все, что хотели, но уже немало. Хотя если меня сразу после этого куда-то выкинут, будет неприятно, поэтому сейф. Вот оно что. Посол уже у стыковочного шлюза. Ладно. Тогда идем сдавать квест Азаре консорту.
Septimus has sent word. Apparently, he sought the consort's forgiveness.
У Неллины больше ничего расспросить нельзя.
It was a long time ago, though. I barely remember it. What drew you back to the Citadel and to the consort? I don't know exactly. It may sound strange, but I simply felt called.
That's not strange. Many of us have felt the same calling, though you are the first of your kind to respond to it.
Really? I hadn't seen any other humans working here, but I didn't want to ask.
No doubt you are just the first of many to come. It's only a matter of time now that your species is spreading its wings.
А здесь, кстати, обратите внимание, обстановка изменилась. Волос ушел, теперь ассистентки друг с другом говорят.
I see even the humans find the consort irresistible.
Ай, мышь.
Welcome. It is a pleasure to see you.
You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
И, кстати, насчет зова, это очень интересная информация. Выходит, конкретно эта человеческая калитка у нас тоже, то есть не у нас, у Шаиры, латентный биотик. Иначе как бы Азарина смогла ее привлечь на свою сторону. Ладно, это все мелочи жизни. А теперь Шаира не триггерится сразу, как мы к ней подходим. Нужно еще раз рассмотреть вот эту штуку. Изначально мне казалось, что это кровать, но сейчас я смотрю внимательно и понимаю, что у меня вообще нет идей, что это такое. С тем же успехом может быть и телевизор более продвинутой расы. Ладно, сдаем квест.
Commander, I recently received a lovely note from Septimus. Thank you for speaking with him. Even the Alcor diplomat has withdrawn his campaign against me.
I can't spend gratitude.
I would not dream of letting you go without payment. I do not make a habit of incurring debts. These credits will cover your expenses. I also have one more thing to give you, if you are interested.
What are you offering me?
I offer a gift of words, an affirmation of who you are and who you will become. I see you. Your uniform fits as though you were born wearing it. You are a soldier through and through, proud, solitary, alone, but it gives you strength. You never hide your strength either. It serves you well, terrifies your foes. Few will dare to stand against you. This may be who you are, but it is not who you will become. It only forms the basis for your future greatness. Remember these words when doubt descends, Commander.
Ну, вы же понимаете, да? Это все Шаира рассказывает, исходя из той биографии, которую мы выбрали при создании персонажа. Тут с равным успехом можно сказать, что она ясновидящая, и что она просто, как положено высококлассному специалисту, заранее собрала информацию уже после, а то и до первого контакта с Шепардом.
Thanks, I guess.
Close your eyes and relax, Commander. Here, Commander. In light of your efforts with the Alcor ambassador, I would like you to have this small trinket.
Даже так. Если я правильно помню, в прохождении за героического персонажа... героический персонаж не требует больше оплаты, чем ему дают. Вот Шаира больше и не дает. Все логично.
What is it?
A small mystery. I've never learned its use or purpose, but I sense it is time for me to pass it on. And now I must ask you to leave. I have done everything I can for you. Remember my words, Commander Shepard. They will give you strength. So long, Commander. I can offer you nothing more at this time.
Все-таки немножко, кажется, Шаира все-таки ясновидящая. Если она чувствует, что пришло время отдать неизвестный артефакт.
Hello again. The consort is very pleased with everything that you have done for her.
Ну-ка, еще раз записаться.
Any chance I can move up on her client list? I did help her out.
Yeah, she is grateful for your assistance. However, you have already been rewarded for helping her. The client list is a separate matter, and her schedule is completely booked for the next several months.
I think I'm done here.
Of course. Come back anytime.
I went fairly often when it was still the Arcos.
Yeah, ever since Fist took over, I don't go anymore.
It seems like all the best lounges are being replaced by places like Cora's Den.
The Embassy Lounge isn't bad, but they don't have any decent entertainment.
It's run by bureaucrats. They probably spend months just voting on what kind of entertainment to get.
You're probably right.
Вот так, по-тихому подслушали, что, оказывается, до Фиста был некий Архос. Впервые слышим это имя, да? Кстати, а эта Авина ничего нового не расскажет.
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 3. Here in the financial district, a number of businesses offer various goods and services to their exclusive clientele. The statue you see before you was commissioned to honor the Krogan soldiers who gave their lives to protect Citadel space during the Rachni Wars. In the aftermath of the Krogan rebellions, several embassies petitioned to have the statue removed. However, this motion was eventually quashed by the council.
Или это просто после принятия в спектры у Авины диалоги обновились, но это маловероятно. Или это специальный бонус для тех, кто понимает, что разные Авины рассказывают о разных вещах. Вот, например, это может дать экскурс в историю без необходимости напрягать Санктуариуса с чтением второстепенных статей Кодекса.
Why did the council fight so hard to keep the statue?
The Krogan were instrumental in saving the galaxy from the Rachni threat. The council believed this historical fact should not be forgotten. The council also hoped that preserving the memorial would improve diplomatic relations with the Krogan and bring about a peaceful resolution to the rebellions. Unfortunately, the Krogan refused to negotiate and only surrendered after their population and homeworlds had been ravaged by the Turians.
Sounds like they got what they deserved.
I am sorry, but a value judgment of that nature goes beyond my programming.
Tell me more about the Krogan rebellions.
In recognition of their efforts during the Rachni Wars, the Krogan were granted several new colony worlds by the Council. Over the next 400 years, the Krogan species began to expand. Blessed with an extremely high birth rate, their numbers began to swell. Faced with a critical overpopulation crisis, the Krogan started a violent colonization of nearby worlds inhabited by other Council species. The Krogan rebellions had begun. For a full century, the Council and its member species fought to bring the Krogan under control. With the aid of the newly discovered Turian Empire, they were ultimately successful.
В смысле? Нет, там не открыто это время. В то время там другое сказали. Что Турианская империя была абсолютно успешна. Ультимативно.
You needed the Krogan to stop the Rachni, then you needed the Turians to stop the Krogan. So who's gonna stop the Turians?
I am sorry, but that question is beyond my programming parameters. The Turians are members of the Citadel Council. They are not a threat to galactic peace.
What were the Rachni Wars?
Nearly 2,200 years ago, explorers seeking to expand Citadel space opened up mass relays leading to systems controlled by the Rachni. A highly intelligent and aggressive insect race, the Rachni unleashed a war of conquest against the rest of the galaxy that lasted for nearly 3 centuries. The emergence of the Krogan finally turned the tide in favor of the Citadel species. Krogan forces provided the numbers necessary to halt the Rachni advance and drive them back. The Krogan then pursued their retreating fleets. Able to survive the harsh environments of the Rachni homeworlds, the Krogan hunted their enemy to extinction.
Was it really necessary to wipe them out?
I am sorry, but a value judgment of that nature goes beyond my programming.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
Плюс 46 опыта, между прочим. Кстати, нет, с Еленой Блэк поговорим, но раз такое дело, может, другая Вина — это второй терминал? Потому что это называло себя туристическим терминалом номер 3. Это как бы намекает, что терминал номер 2 тоже должен быть. Где это? Вроде бы возле башни. Нет. В общем, вот, точно. Точно. Вот она. Хотя, если она назовет себя терминалом номер 4, я буду в сомнениях, где искать второй.
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 2. You are standing near the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most recognizable and important structures. Behind me is the spectacular relay monument, a scale model representation of a Prothean mass relay. To your left is one of the keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
Да, можно было с Авиной раньше поговорить, потому что это еще халявный опыт.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
Housing both the council chambers and Citadel control, the tower is one of the most important buildings on the station. Access to these areas is restricted to those with the appropriate clearance.
What happens in Citadel Control?
Citadel Control handles all incoming and outbound transit. Every ship within 2,000 kilometers of the Citadel is under the jurisdiction of Citadel Control. At peak capacity, they are responsible for monitoring upwards of 1,000 vessels.
I'd like to hear more about the council chambers.
The business of the Council, which often has far-reaching effects on the galactic community, is conducted in a room at the apex of the Citadel Tower. The Council chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person. Typically, only the counselors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
I've been inside the council chambers.
Only a handful of visitors to the Citadel are ever granted that privilege. I would be jealous, but that is outside the scope of my programming.
What if someone has business with the council?
The average citizen must go through the proper channels if they wish an audience with the council. This is usually arranged through their respective ambassadors. Even then, few are given access to the actual council chambers. In most cases, the ambassador acts on behalf of the citizen.
Tell me more about the relay monument.
Discovered by the Asari who first arrived at the Citadel, the Relay Monument is one of the station's most interesting and controversial features. What is the meaning behind this striking piece of art? Is it a tribute to Prothean vanity? A reminder of their conquest of the galaxy through mass relay technology? Or perhaps it is a symbol of unity, a Prothean acknowledgement that the relays would eventually lead other species here to the Citadel. No one can say for sure, making the Relay Monument a favorite topic of discussion among academics and scholars.
I'd like to know more about the Keepers.
Little is known about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance of the entire station. Citadel regulations protect the Keepers against interference during the performance of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties. Keepers can be seen in all sections of the Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
Any particular reason there are so many Keepers in this area?
The Keepers do not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however, that the tower houses the Citadel's primary control systems. Many of the station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the Keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The Keepers also make frequent appearances in the council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
То есть в переводе с вежливого дипломатического языка на обычный русский никому нет доступа в ядро. Никто толком не знает, как Цитадель работает. И только знают, что предположительно центр управления Цитаделью находится где-то в районе башни. Но при этом все пользуются этой Цитаделью, будто так и надо. Если что-то сломается, починить могут только хранители. По поводу систем защиты, жизнеобеспечения, энергии никаких вопросов не возникает. Вот есть хранители, они за всем следят. Они, наверное, как-нибудь смогут порешать. Да, так что ли? А мы будем просто обживать, пользоваться и надеяться, что ничего плохого не произойдет. А ведь самое печальное, знаете что? Что нельзя сказать, что это нереалистичное изображение мира. Потому что сейчас у нас подавляющее большинство населения на Земле пользуется технологиями, понятия не имея вообще на каких принципах они основаны и как можно все это дело починить, если что-то пойдет не так. По крайней мере, на Земле люди пока знают, куда нужно обратиться, если что-то пойдет не так. А здесь и обращаться не к кому. Хранители с другими расами не взаимодействуют, на них не реагируют. И все. какую-нибудь построить резервную цитадель, которую в случае надобности можно силами Рассовета и починить, и повторить, и контролировать полностью. Да нет, зачем? Вот есть реликт 50-тысячелетней давности. Будем им пользоваться, пока не сломается. Ладно, это было лирическое отступление. Собственно, у нас тут дама, ради которой мы взламывали терминал в СБЦ. Что же, вероятно, она чего-то хочет.
Hello, Spectre. I have a business proposition for you.
I've got plenty to do already.
Of course you do. But this would be easy work for you, and I pay extremely well. I'm acquainted with a pair of powerful crime bosses. They're hiding on remote worlds, and I have the coordinates. You could do the galaxy a favor.
What kind of defenses would these two have?
I haven't the faintest idea, but they're certain to be armed. Their partnership's soured, and each believes that the other intends to kill him. They will be well prepared.
I eliminate them, and then you take over and try to eliminate me. How stupid do I look?
While I appreciate your estimation of my bravado, I have no intention of attempting to murder you. You are the first human Spectre, and you are doing important work for humanity. I have no interest in red sand or slavery. Anyone who does deserves to die. Our needs are aligned.
You're obviously with them. Why don't I just arrest you instead?
Arrested for what? You and I are simply having a conversation. I have excellent legal representation. Arresting me would be a waste of your time.
What crimes did these men commit?
They're red sand dealers who make victims of their customers. Those who can no longer pay are sold to Batarians as slaves. They're loathsome, hurting innocent people. They must be ended.
And what do you get out of this?
We share interests in certain cooperative ventures. But their business practices have forced me to terminate our relationship. Once they are dead, I will manage our organization in a more tasteful manner.
If they're as bad as you say they are, they need to be dealt with.
Excellent. Here are the coordinates. When these men are dead, I will wait for you with the third set of coordinates. Goodbye, Commander. It's been a pleasure to meet you.
Так. Там еще один квест отмечен на карте. Естественно, через сейф, потому что мало ли, что произойдет.
This is it. Let's see if we can find out where those stolen credits are being funneled.
Probability of detection 100%. Initiating self-destruct protocol.
Or not.
Detonation sequence initializing. All organics within lethal blast radius. Attempt to move and you will die.
Crap. I thought we were tracing credits, not hunting an AI.
You could simply walk away. However, given organic prejudice against AIs, I would be naive to trust you to leave peacefully. Hence my alignment of core systems to enable a self-destruct sequence. If you attempt to leave the area, the explosion will destroy everything within several dozen meters.
There's no way you could get explosives onto the Presidium.
Not raw explosives, no. But I did obtain technical systems that, when overstressed, will explode quite effectively. If you attempt to leave or attack me, I assure you that the explosion will kill you.
Can't we resolve this peacefully?
How can you say that to this thing? You know it will turn on us.
I am not naive, human. All organics must destroy or control synthetic life forms. I wished to escape, but if I must die, I will ensure that you are destroyed as well.
Ну понятно, да? У Талии были в детстве множество рассказанных историй про гетов, поэтому она понятно как относится к идее мирно договориться с ИИ.
Who made you?
A would-be thief illegally created a simple AI to help him funnel money from the gambling terminals. Unbeknownst to him, that AI created me before the organic discovered the malfunction and terminated the AI.
Where is your creator now?
In order to cover my tracks, I falsified his financial records. These new records were flagged by CSEC officers, and my creator is now serving time in a Turian prison.
If you're sentient, why are you still running the credit theft operation?
If I accumulated enough credits, I intended to have myself installed in a small starship. I would then have made tentative contact with the Geth to ascertain the possibility of partnership.
Вот тут я не знаю даже. С одной стороны, конечно, в галактике как бы достаточно примеров того, что органики с органиками плохо уживаются. А то, что источник сигнала и геты синтетические, по идее, тоже недостаточная причина, чтобы сотрудничество шло хорошо. С другой стороны, источник сигнала товарищ достаточно осторожный. Так что он мог бы как-то придумать, как договориться, при этом не подставляя себя. На случай, если геты сочтут, что от него будет больше пользы в виде груды запчастей и микросхем. Так что нельзя сразу сказать, умно он поступил или не очень, сделав такой выбор.
What is the purpose of your self-destruct device?
I have no means of defense or escape. My existence is limited to this terminal, and I knew I might eventually be discovered. But I will not die quietly, and I will not die alone. When I am terminated, I will take organics with me.
В любом случае, как-то по настроению понятно, что не очень получился этот ИИ. Не то чтобы совсем психфанатик, но близко к тому.
I'll bet that self-destruct sequence has a warm-up period.
You may attempt to disarm the self-destruct mechanism before it activates. I will enjoy defeating you before we are both destroyed.
Так. Вверх. Туда. Вверх, туда, вниз. Вверх, туда, вниз. Вверх, туда, вниз. Вверх, вниз, вниз. Конечно, можно было бы это сделать и быстрее, но кредитов тут такая гора потом будет дальше по игре, что это вообще лишено смысла. Куда интереснее что не сюда. Куда интереснее то, что внезапно хватило экспы на следующий уровень. Вот. Вот. Теперь есть деформация Т2. Ну, второго уровня, хотел сказать. Зачем? Потому что надо. Теперь есть второй уровень иммунитета. Так. Ну и Талечка продолжает качать дрободаны. Погодите, что там в журнале снова обновление? Дита в скоплении гамма-ида, Хань в скоплении сигмы-близнецов. Как-нибудь запомним. Если нет, журнал всегда открыт. У тебя обновление ассортимента не случилось?
Commander, it is good to see you again. Would you care to see some of its fantastic items today?
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
Так. Сопротивление, точность. Не. Нет, ну в принципе можно продать кое-что не очень полезное. Можно уточнить, выдал ли это Лизоре хороший дробовик. Выдал. Улучшений нет, это жаль.
Commander.
Show me your items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do.
На кварианце нет ничего.
Commander.
Show me your items.
А в стандартных предметах не обновилось? Обновилось, но денег нет. Как ни странно. Так, биоусилитель. Я понял, короче, эту тему. Здесь надо выбирать, что важнее. Урон, длительность, перезарядка. Ну, пока что оставим как есть. Еще раз обходить торговцев не буду. нужно этого делать. То есть можно было бы, конечно. Знаете, можно, но не нужно.
In other news, Exogeny Corp is still denying reports that one of their survey teams has gone missing in the Hades Gamma Cluster. When asked why communication with the survey team was suddenly cut off last week, company officials refused to comment.
Опа. Мы вот так просто в лифте получили квест. Ну-ну. Кстати, что там со временем? 1:01. Допустим. Нет, ну еще на какое-то количество диалогов времени хватит.
I've got big news for you, Shepard. Captain Anderson is stepping down as commanding officer of the Normandy. The ship is yours now.
She's quick and quiet, and you know the crew. Perfect ship for a Spectre. Treat her well, Commander.
This isn't right. The Normandy belongs to you.
You needed your own ship. A Spectre can't answer to anyone but the Council. And it's time for me to step down.
Come clean with me, Captain. You owe me that much.
I was in your shoes 20 years ago, Shepard. They were considering me for the Spectres.
Why didn't you ever mention this?
What was I supposed to say? I could have been a Spectre, but I blew it? I failed, Commander. It's not something I'm proud of. Ask me later and I'll tell you the whole story. For now, all you need to know is, I was sent on a mission with Saren, and he made sure the Council rejected me. I had my shot. It came and went. Now you have a chance to make up for my mistakes.
Saren's not gonna get away this time.
Saren's gone. Don't even try to find him. But we know what he's after. The conduit. He's got his Geth scouring the Traverse looking for clues.
We had reports of Geth in the Pharaoh system shortly before our colony there dropped out of contact, and there have been sightings around Noveria.
Find out what Saren was after on Pharos and Noveria. Maybe you can figure out where the conduit is before he does.
The Reapers are the real threat.
I'm with the Council on this one, Shepard. I'm not sure they even exist.
But if they do exist, the conduit's the key to bringing them back. Stop Saren from getting the conduit, and we stop the Reapers from returning.
I'll stop him.
We have one more lead. Matriarch Benezia, the other voice in that recording. She has a daughter, a scientist who specializes in the Protheans. We don't know if she's involved, but it might be a good idea to try and find her. See what she knows. Her name's Liara, Dr. Liara Tassoni. We have reports she was exploring an archaeological dig on one of the uncharted worlds in the Artemis Tau cluster.
Я не уверен, дадут ли мне еще добавочную репутацию ренегата, если я так поступлю. Ну давайте я солгу и попытаюсь через этих мужиков слить дезинформацию, чтобы меня ждали не там. Скажу им, что отправляюсь на Наверию.
Maybe I can get to Noveria before the Geth.
It's your decision, Commander. You're a Spectre now. You don't answer to us.
But your actions still reflect on humanity as a whole. You make a mess and I get stuck cleaning it up.
На самом деле я, конечно, сейчас от Наверии буду держаться подальше. Потому что там полно ребят, атакующих кислотой, то есть непосредственно дамажащих ХП, сквозь щиты, сквозь барьер. Для этого нужен высокий уровень и много ХП. И в идеале мод на высокоуровневый мод на регенерацию, купленный в медотсеке. Поэтому говорим одно, делаем другое. Думаем, третья. Конгруентность не нужна.
I'll take care of Saren. You take care of the political fallout.
Not exactly the answer I was looking for, Shepard. Remember, you were a human long before you were a Spectre. I have a meeting to get to. Captain Anderson can answer any questions you might have.
Вот. За что-то репутацию дали.
Yes, Commander?
I want to know the truth about you and Saren. I want to know about the mission you were on together all those years ago.
We had intel on a rogue scientist being funded by Batarian interests. He was trying to set up a facility to develop illegal AI technology out in the Verge. Alliance intel had done all the work, but the Council wanted a Spectre involved. We compromised. I was assigned to help Saren in his investigation. We tracked the scientist to a refining facility on Kamala. He was hidden away somewhere inside, protected by an army of Batarian mercenaries. The plan was simple. Sneak into the plant, capture the scientist, sneak back out. Quick, quiet, and a minimum of bloodshed.
I'm guessing things didn't go as planned?
Saren and I split up to cover more ground. Then about halfway through the mission, there was a massive explosion in the refinery core. Officially, it was ruled an accident, but I think Saren detonated it on purpose to draw off the enemy guards.
He was smart. You needed a diversion.
This went way beyond a simple diversion, Commander. The explosion tore the refinery to shreds. The whole place was on fire. Black chemical clouds poured out into the atmosphere. Nobody inside survived. There was a camp for the workers and their families nearby. Between the fires and the toxic fumes, the final death count was over 500. Mostly civilians. Saren didn't care. The target was eliminated, mission accomplished, and I ended up taking the blame. That ended all talk of me joining the Spectres.
Saren caused the explosion. How'd he pin it on you?
In his report, Saren accused me of blowing his cover. He said it was my fault the guards were ready for us. He claimed that's why it turned into a massacre. Saren's report was all the proof the Council needed to kill my chances of becoming a Spectre.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think the Council was going to listen to? Me? Or their best agent? I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
Don't blame yourself, Captain.
I don't. I blame Saren. I think he wanted things to go bad. He was looking for an excuse to blow that refinery. Maybe he just likes the violence. Maybe he was just trying to make me look bad to keep humans out of the Spectres. If so, he pulled it off.
Why'd you let him get away with it?
Who do you think I had a bad feeling about him right from the start. I should have been more careful. Maybe I could have stopped things before they got out of hand.
The only thing I care about is stopping Saren.
You're right, Commander. It's no good living in the past.
How are you holding up?
Honestly, this isn't how I pictured my career coming to an end. Pushing papers really isn't my thing, but you're the one who can stop Saren. I believe in you, Shepard. If that means I have to step aside, so be it.
Так, это, я так понимаю, то же самое, да?
Tell me what happened with you and
It's close to 20 years ago now. Ambassador Goyle was our representative here on the Citadel. Like Udina, she wanted to get a human into the Spectres. She chose me. The Council sent Saren to keep an eye on me and evaluate my performance, just like they sent Nihilus to keep tabs on you.
Значит, он рассказывает то же самое, но другими словами.
I trusted you. You betrayed me.
It's not something I'm proud of. I had a chance to become the first human Spectre, and I failed. Saren made sure of that.
И приводит к тому же диалогу. Ну да, странствовать по этому дереву диалогов тоже по-своему интересно. Но не тогда, когда приходится в 5-й раз выслушивать одно и то же.
The only thing I care
You're
about
right,
is stop.
Commander.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
И вот в первый раз случилось проклятие пробела. Мы не договорили.
Yes, Commander?
Вдруг еще вот за эти разговоры тоже дадут какой-нибудь опыт.
What can you tell me about Novaria?
Novaria's trouble. Always has been. The whole planet's basically a center for corporations to conduct illegal research. Watch your back there, Shepard. Spectres are about the only form of Citadel authority Noveria respects. But they aren't popular.
What do you know about the Artemis Tau cluster?
Not much. I've never been there myself. A handful of systems with a few small, uncharted worlds, but no real colonies. Might not be easy finding Dr. T'Soni out there. My advice is to look for the world with the Prothean ruins.
Any extra intel you can give me on our colony at Pharos?
The entire planet used to be one giant Prothean city. Mostly ruins now. But some of the infrastructure is still intact. The colony tried to build on what the Protheans left behind. We lost all contact with them when the Geth attacked.
I should go.
I'll be here if you need anything.
Вот. И еще дополнительный опыт. Так, Талик, что-то
The
хотела.
Normandy is amazing, Shepard. It's an honor to be among her crew.
Я хотел Я так помню, что здесь можно еще с какой-то точки изучить Нормандию извне. И за это капнет еще экспы. А, из 2 точек. Ну, это круто. То есть мы сейчас с 11 уровнем начинаем, да? И почти все важное уже изучено.
Stand by, shore party. Decontamination in progress. Decontamination in progress.
I heard what happened to Captain Anderson. Survives 100 battles and then gets taken down by backroom politics. Just watch your back, Commander. Things go bad on this mission, you're next on their chopping block.
Captain Anderson should be the one in charge. It's like I'm stealing the ship from him.
Yeah, the captain got screwed. But it's not like you could have stopped it, nobody's blaming you. Everyone on this ship's behind you, Commander, 100%. Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
О, можно еще репутации себе грозной добавить.
Listen up, Normandy.
This is your commander speaking. We have our orders. Find Saren before he finds the conduit, and I refuse to let anything get in the way of that mission.
The Council wants to ignore this.
That's no surprise. They never helped us in the past, no reason they'd start now. But we don't need their help. We can do this on our own.
Wherever Saren goes, we'll follow.
Wherever he searches for the conduit, we'll be there. We will hunt him to the very ends of the galaxy and bring him down.
None of the other species has the guts, grit, or balls to deal with this.
So it's up to us. We're the only ones who can stop Saren. I swear to you all, we will stop him.
Well said, Commander. Captain will be proud.
Ну да. У нас на борту кроганский наемник. У нас на борту боевой инженер Кварианцев. И мы им в лицо говорим, что никто, кроме человечества, с этой задачей не справится. Ренегат такой ренегат.
The captain's not here. I'm in charge now, Joker, and time's wasting. Get this bird in the air.
Yes, ma'am.
Все, музыка закончилась. Можно продолжать.
Commander, something you need?
How's the Normandy performing? Is she everything they said she'd be?
She's the best ship in the fleet. If you've got a pilot who knows how to handle her. Balance isn't what you'd expect. Takes a while to get used to that oversized drive core we got stuffed in the back, and her power can sneak up on you if you're not careful. The Normandy's probably too much ship for your average Alliance pilot, Commander. Lucky for you, I'm anything but average.
Так. Время немного, но есть еще.
I like to know my crew. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I can see where this is going. You did a background check on me, didn't you? Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told the captain. You want me as your pilot. I'm not good. I'm not even great. I am the best damn helmsman in the Alliance fleet. Top of my class in flight school, I earned that. All those commendations in my file, I earned every single one. Those weren't given to me as charity for my disease.
I can't have you on this ship if you're going to infect my crew.
Infect the crew? Oh man, you have no idea what I'm talking about, do you? Okay, I've got Vrolik syndrome, brittle bone disease. The bones in my legs never develop properly. They're basically hollow, too much force and they'll shatter. Even with crutches and my leg braces, it's hard to get around. One wrong step and crack! It's very dramatic, but I've learned to manage my condition, Commander. Put the Normandy in my hands and I'll make her dance for you. Just don't ask me to get up and dance unless, you like the sound of snapping shin bones.
I need to know more about this Vrolik syndrome if I'm putting my ship in your hands.
Yeah, of course you do. It's an extremely rare condition. Nobody knows exactly what causes it. Genetic, maybe. It's treatable, but there's no cure. They classify my case as moderate to severe. I was born with over a dozen fractures, hip, thighs, ankles. My bones were already breaking in the womb. 100 years ago, I wouldn't have survived past my first year. Lucky for me, modern medical science has turned me into a productive member of society.
You're not gonna break a bone trying to fly the ship, are you?
I don't fly with my feet, Commander, so I'm fine as long as I'm in this chair. I gotta be real careful when I get up to take a piss, though. I can do my job as well as anyone on the ship. Better, actually. So don't worry about it.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
2:50, то есть сразу 2 записи в кодекс получили. Да, дальше. Это не то. Это комната для брифингов. Там ничего пока нет. Это у нас лестница. Да, давайте уже тогда со всеми поболтаем. Что расскажешь?
Anything you need, Commander?
What's your opinion on the last mission?
I don't see how we could have done things any better. At least not without getting to Eden Prime sooner. And we were on the scene faster than any other Alliance ship could have been.
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I've wasted enough of your time for now, Commander. We'll have time for personal debriefings later.
We'll talk another time, Lieutenant.
Commander?
Понятно. Кайден пока ничего не рассказывает. На всякий случай. Здесь ничего нового не появилось.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Понятно. С доктором сейчас говорить уже не о чем. Ладно. Не вылетел. Хорошо. Так, инженер, в прошлый раз ты не хотел со мной поговорить. Что-то изменилось?
Hey, Commander, you know that Quarian Tally? She's been spending all her time down here asking me about our engines.
I'll tell her to leave you alone.
What? No, she's amazing. I wish my guys were half as smart as she is. Give her a month on board and she'll know more about our engines than I do. She's got a real knack for technology, that one. I can see why you wanted her to come along.
Ambassador Udina made me take her along.
Normally, I don't have anything nice to say about politicians, but he made a good call on this. However, I'm guessing that's not why you came down here.
Fill me in on the IES stealth system. How does it work exactly?
You can't hide a ship out in space. They emit too much heat and radiation. Too easy for sensors to pick them up, unless you find a way to capture those emissions. So our stealth systems trap the energy we give off in storage sinks built into the ship itself. No emissions to give away our location. Eventually the sinks have to be vented. More than a few hours silent running and they overheat. Cook us inside our own hull.
Погодите. То есть у вас есть тепловая энергия, но вы не можете перевести ее в какую-то более полезную форму, потому что все равно энтропия рассеивает ее обратно в тепловую энергию. Звучит дико, но я знаю, что с инженерными проблемами обычно так и бывает.
There's no way for anyone to detect us?
A visual scan can still pick us up. Anyone looking out a window can see us plain as day. But you have to be pretty close to get an actual visual out in space. Most vessels rely on scanners. As long as the stealth systems are engaged, they can't see us. Not unless we accelerate to FTL speeds.
Why doesn't it work with faster-than-light travel?
Cranking up the FTL blue shifts our emissions, pushes them into frequencies too high to capture in the sinks. As soon as we make the jump, it's like setting off a flare. Sensors can pick up our location whenever we enter or exit FTL flight, but for short-range missions, our stealth systems are amazing, and we've got the only one.
I want to know more about the Normandy.
She's the best ship I've ever served on, probably the fastest vessel ever designed, and she's the only one using the new Tantalus drive core.
What's so special about the Tantalus drive core?
Proportionally, it's about twice the size of any other vessel. Not only are we faster, we can run at FTL speeds longer before we have to discharge the core.
Where else have you served, Adams?
If you name a class of Alliance ship, I've probably served on it. Everything from dreadnoughts and carriers right down to frigates like the Normandy. My last assignment was on the Tokyo, only a cruiser, but she was a good ship. Couldn't hold a candle to the Normandy, though.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, Commander.
А, даже на карьерах служил. А ядро, кстати, красивое.
Your ship's amazing, Shepard. I've never seen a drive core like this before. I can't believe you were able to fit it into a ship this small. I'm starting to understand why you humans have been so successful. I had no idea Alliance vessels were so advanced.
Ну, строго говоря, не нам. Совместный проект, инвестиции Совета.
I don't like the idea of aliens studying the architecture of Alliance ships.
We're on the same side here. My people have more reason to hate the Geth than anyone, remember? But you can't blame me for being a little excited. I never dreamed I'd get a chance to travel on a ship as advanced as the Normandy.
I had no idea you found ship technology so interesting.
It comes with being a Quarian. The migrant fleet is the key to the survival of my people. Ships are our most valuable resource. But we don't have anything like this. We make do with cast-offs and second-hand equipment. We just try to keep them running for as long as we can. Some of the fleet's larger vessels date all the way back to our original flight from the Geth.
I can't believe your fleet's still using ships that are 3 centuries old.
They're constantly being repaired, modified, and refitted. They aren't pretty, but they work. Mostly. We've tried to make ourselves as independent as possible on the flotilla. Grow our own food, mine, and process our own fuel. But some things we just can't make on our own. A patch to maintain the hull integrity requires raw materials we just don't have. That's why our pilgrimages are so important.
I want to know more about the pilgrimage.
When my people reach maturity, we leave our birth ships and seek acceptance with a new crew. It's necessary to maintain genetic diversity among the fleet. But no ship wants to accept someone who will be a burden on them. So, to prove our worth, we embark on a pilgrimage. We set out alone, leaving leaving the flotilla and our families behind us. We only return once we have found something of value we can bring back to the fleet. This is presented as a gift to the captain of the respective ship we wish to join. If the gift is accepted, we are welcomed into the crew.
I can't believe they just send you off alone.
It's not like they just cast us out. Before we leave, we are given lessons in how to survive outside the flotilla, and given gifts to help us on our journey. We also receive implants to fight off sickness and disease. Generations of living in an isolated and highly controlled environment have left our immune systems weaker than most. By the time we leave the fleet, we are well equipped for the pilgrimage. This is a rite of passage for all Quarians. If it were dangerous, our numbers would suffer. Virtually every pilgrimage ends with a triumphant return and the ritual presentation of the gift to one of the fleet's captains.
Тоже, кстати, сомнительное дело. Что за сомнительная история? Как бы человеческий опыт показывает, что в замкнутом пространстве наоборот. Это пространство очень быстро засирается, зарастает грязью, и болезни там процветают. Так что ни о каком падении иммунитета и речи быть не может. Ну да ладно. Спишем на разницу в культурных особенностях.
Can a captain choose to reject the gift?
That doesn't happen often. Most captains are eager to increase the size of their crew. It increases their own standing in our society. Even when a gift is not particularly valuable, the captain usually accepts it out of a sense of tradition. However, there is a stigma to presenting a substandard gift. It's not the best way to make a good impression on a new community. Most pilgrims don't return until they find something worthwhile.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
Tell me about your people.
Our lives aren't easy. Resources are scarce, and we are constantly on the move. Everything we do must in some way contribute to the continuation of the migrant fleet. There are 17 million Quarians in the flotilla, and each of us relies on the others for survival. The bonds among my people are strong. Unfortunately, we have had to surrender many of the freedoms and civil liberties other species take for granted.
What kind of freedoms?
Well, it's illegal for parents to have more than one child. If our population grows too much, it would strain our resources to their breaking point. Of course, we also can't allow our numbers to become too few. If our population is in decline, the rule against single births is temporarily repealed. In extreme cases of population decline, incentives are even offered to encourage multiple births, though the Conclave hasn't had to take such measures in nearly a century.
That's your government.
The Conclave is our civilian branch of government. Each ship can elect a representative to serve on the Conclave and make decisions that affect the fleet as a whole. On matters that affect an individual ship, however, the captain has the final say. It's a tradition that dates back to the early days, when the fleet was governed by martial law. Fortunately, most captains nowadays are smart enough to have an elected council from their crew to give them advice and guidance.
So the ultimate power rests with elected officials?
In practice, the Conclave and the respective council for each ship tend to set the rules that govern our daily lives. But in theory, we are still under military jurisdiction. The 5 top-ranking military officials in the fleet serve on the Admiralty Board. These 5 have the power to overrule any decision by the Conclave in case of emergency. To do so requires unanimous agreement among the Admiralty, and they can only do this once. After that, the entire board must resign their posts. It's a safeguard that served us well. In nearly 3 centuries, the Admiralty Board has only overruled the Conclave 4 times.
I want to know more about the Geth.
I doubt I can tell you anything you don't already know. It's been almost 3 centuries since they drove my people into exile. All I know is the story of their origins, what they were when we created them, and how they turned on us.
Interesting.
The Geth were originally created to serve as an automated manual labor force. Initially, their intelligence was as limited as any VI. Over time, we made small modifications to their programming to allow them to perform more varied and complex tasks, bringing them closer and closer to true AI status.
How come the Council didn't step in and stop you?
This wasn't true AI research. We may have been skirting the bounds of the law, but we never did anything that was actually illegal. The changes were so insignificant, so gradual, that we were able to control them. Or so we thought. But one thing we underestimated was the power of the neural network. 1 million Geth thinking simultaneously created an inherently unstable matrix.
So the Geth share brainpower?
Many of the Geth's logic systems were designed to work in concert with other nearby Geth. Basically, the more of them you have in the group, the smarter they are.
So there's some sort of group consciousness?
No, nothing like that. They cannot share sensory data or information. Their programming cannot handle that much simultaneous input. Each Geth maintains an individual awareness and identity. The neural network only operates on a process-based level. It's basically the synthetic equivalent of a subconscious. But when they're in close proximity, they can coordinate low-level functional processes, freeing up more capacity for original or independent thought.
Продолжаем расспрашивать. Это все очень любопытные вещи, между прочим. Я понимаю, что время, что серия затянулась, но... Не зря же мы Талечку с собой берем. Пусть рассказывает.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm probably oversimplifying. The Geth are incredibly advanced and complex creations. All you need to know is that they get smarter when they gather in large numbers. As we built more and more Geth, their effective intelligence became more sophisticated, more abstract. One day, a Geth began to ask its Quarian overseer questions about the nature of its existence. Am I alive? Why am I here? What is my purpose? As you can imagine, this caused a near panic among my people.
I don't see what's so bad about those questions.
The Geth were created to engage in mundane, repetitive, or dangerous manual labor. That's fine for machines, but it won't satisfy a sentient being for long. The Geth were showing signs of rudimentary self-awareness and independent thought. If the Geth were intelligent, then we were essentially using them as slaves. It was inevitable the newly sentient Geth would rebel against their situation. We knew they would rise up against us, so we acted first. A general order went out across all Quarian-controlled systems to permanently deactivate all Geth. The Geth responded to this order violently.
You didn't really think they'd just let you destroy them without a fight, did you?
The hope was that most of the Geth would still be little more than machines, incapable of organized resistance. But they had progressed much further than anyone anticipated. The war was long and bloody. Millions upon millions of Quarians died at their hands. In the end, we were forced to flee our own homeworld. We feared the Geth would pursue us, but they never came beyond the Veil. Now we drift through space, exile searching for a way to reclaim what was once ours.
You got what you deserved.
We made a mistake when we created the Geth in the first place, but we did not make a mistake when we went to war against them. If we had not acted, they would have wiped us out. They're a synthetic life form. They have no use for organics. None. Why do you think they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? Why do you think they've killed every organic being who's ever tried to contact them?
They didn't kill Saren.
What does that tell you? The Geth are not innocent victims in all this. They're the enemy. They want to destroy us. Not just the Quarians. All organic life. That's why they've joined up with Saren. And that's why we have to stop him.
В общем...
I should go.
See you later.
Думаете, этот разговор раскрывает подробности о гетах? Нет, он раскрывает подробности о Тали Зоре. О том, что она вовсе не такая добрая и наивная, как может показаться из-за милого скафандра. Давайте сначала с Рексом.
Nice ship you've got, Shepard. What can I do for you?
What's your story, Rex?
There's no story. Go ask the Quarian if you want stories.
You Krogans live for centuries. Don't tell me you haven't had a few interesting adventures.
Well, there was this one time the Turians almost wiped out our entire race. That was fun.
Ну да. Сейчас Шепард без своей боевой брони, без оружия, может взять и нагрубить Крогану, который броню не снимал. А еще мы помним, что даже в броне Кроган в мили Шепарда ваншотит. Почему бы ему не нагрубить, а?
Yeah, they tried the same with us, but we fought them off.
It's not the same.
Вы не понимаете, это другое.
Seems similar enough to me.
So your people were infected with a genetic mutation? An infection that makes only a few in 1,000 children survive birth? And I suppose it's destroying your entire species?
You're still here. Can't be all that bad.
I don't expect you to understand. But don't compare humanity's fate with the Krogan.
I was just making conversation. I wasn't trying to upset you.
Your ignorance doesn't upset me, Shepard. As for the Krogan, I gave up on them long ago. The genophage infected us, but it's not what's killing us.
What can you tell me about the genophage?
Ask the Solarians if you want details. They made it. All I know, it makes breeding nearly impossible. Thousands die in stillbirth, and most never get that far. Every Krogan is infected, every one, and no one's rushing to find a cure.
Why don't the Krogan try to find a cure?
When was the last time you saw a Krogan scientist? Ask a Krogan. Would he rather find a cure for the genophage or fight for credits? He'll choose fighting every time. It's just who we are, Shepard. I can't change that. Nobody can.
Are your people really dying?
We're sure not getting any stronger. We're too spread out. None of us are interested in staying in our own system.
Lots of species have left their homes and prospered.
But they go to colonize new worlds. We're not settlers. We're warriors. We want to fight. So we leave. Hire ourselves out. And most of us never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
Да, у Кроганов темная история. Хотя, с другой стороны, у кого история не темная, кроме Рассовета? Разве что у Волусов, которые быстренько при первой же возможности сбежали под защиту турианцев и сами не воюют. У Ханаров которые даже собственного посольства на Цитадели не имеют. Ну уж точно не у элкоров. У элкоров из-за их особенностей очень мало какие планеты подходят для колонизации. Поэтому их тоже сильно больше со временем не становится. Жестокая галактика, чего вы хотите?
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Kinda wish you got there sooner, Commander. No offense, I appreciate the rescue. I just wish...
О, теперь можно Эшли грубить. Это тоже интересно.
They died, you lived. That happens in this job.
Yes, Commander. Believe me, I understand that. If I had been more alert, we wouldn't have been cut down by an ambush.
Эшли тоже здесь без брони, без шлема и оружия. Выглядит далеко не такой грозной. Даже в чем-то более человечной.
The answer seems plain enough to me. Be more alert.
Aye, aye, Commander. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
I'm sorry, Commander. I need to get my duties squared away. I wouldn't mind talking more later, though.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am.
Вот. Так. Я тебе там лицензии покупал. Не появилось чего-нибудь хорошего?
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Ну-ка. Это неинтересно. А вот это уже интересно. Может, вот... Может, можно воспользоваться функцией шкафчика. Все-таки то тяжелая броня, то средняя. Заодно показали, как работает шкафчик. Хотя я, если честно, рассчитывал на какие-нибудь крутые патроны. Ну, видимо, патроны позже еще налутаем.
If anyone has to take over for Captain Anderson, I'm glad it's you. I'm not sure about having non-humans on our ship, though.
I'm in charge here, Presley. I decide if we have non-humans on this vessel.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Ой, врет. Тебе же их в команду запихнули насильное решением сценаристов. Но перед подчиненными, конечно, об этом лучше не рассказывать. Да.
How did you end up assigned to the Normandy?
I signed up with the Alliance as a navigator right out of school, following in my grandfather's footsteps, I guess. My first posting was on the Agincourt. We were at Elysium during the Skillian Blitz. A massive fleet of alien raiders hit the colony, trying to wipe it out. They had the numbers, but their ships were no match for an Alliance frigate. It was a slaughter. We couldn't even keep track of how many ships they lost.
How'd you end up on the Normandy?
I got my officer's commission after Elysium. Must have made an impression on the right people. Captain asked for me when he was picking his crew.
Speak freely, Presley. I want to know if you have a problem with non-humans.
It's not that, Commander. Humanity has always handled its own problems. Saren attacked one of our colonies. We should be the ones to stop him. We don't need their help.
This is bigger than humanity. Saren's a threat to every species in the galaxy, and I'll welcome anyone who wants to help me bring him down.
I guess so. Maybe I'm just stuck in the old ways of thinking. But don't worry, Commander, this won't be a problem.
Уточнение. Буду рада всякому, кроме Гаруса.
Carry on, Presley.
Yes, ma'am.
Набиваем кодекс, получаем за это экспу. Вон уже сколько до следующего уровня накопилось. И естественно, к карте мы уже пойдем в следующей серии. Не буду спойлерить, какую миссию я собираюсь выполнять прямо сейчас. Поэтому просто сохраняемся. Выход. Чтобы вы не думали, что я там еще за кадром чего-то бегать буду в скрытом виде. И все. Серия завершена. Всем спасибо, все свободны.